Tommy, plenty of talking points there. Fault, you cannot, the effort.
I've said that to you nearly every week, haven't I? Yeah, the levels of the game dictate that's the minimum requirement in a football match, isn't it? You know, effort and application. I know what I'm doing, and I know my staff are delivering the right information to the players about the opposition. Some players just can't follow them instructions. That means they're not of the level, and then ultimately a lot of things went against us. I don't know if someone's driven over a black cat before I got here or what, but we just don't seem to be getting any decisions. It's a blatant handball, not an intentional handball by the way, but it's hit the lad's Danny's hand in our 6-yard box, and it's rolled to the lad who scores the third goal. Now I know the fourth official in his microphone told the referee he's hit his hand. He went, yeah, but it's not a penalty. How? Because he's been controlled by one lad into the path of another lad and he scores a goal. Now we've had a shot at their end and their goalie saved it. The lad who tried to block the shot is on his hands and knees or getting up from being on the ground, and it hit his hand. We didn't get it. So it seems like everything's going against us, but ultimately I've got to say I thought the fans were fantastic. I could hear them from minute one, and I could hear them after the game making their feelings known, both to the way the opposition were seeing the game out, which is their prerogative. I've got no problem with the way Torquay conducted themselves. But it's frustration. It's frustration because I know it's another game we coulda, shoulda, woulda, and we haven't. And so it's not a failure. That's what it isn't.
Those decisions always go against you when you're in the position Lynn are.
So it seems. It's the only position we've been in since I've been here. So unless we get ourselves out of it, it's going to keep happening.
There will be disappointment as well as the way the goals were conceded.
Awful defending. People who are, in people's eyes, this football club are not good enough in that situation. Got to take that on the chin. Absolutely way below this level defensively. That's all I can say about it.
Which, in the main, over recent weeks, has disappeared, hasn't it?
Yeah, but the problem you've got with a set of players that have been put together here is if one department's working well, the other one can't. And if the other department's working well, that one can't. So, again, it's about levels of the game. If anybody who's ever watched any levels of the game, they will know, or they should be able to pick out the people on the pitch who have played the game. It's dead easy from my point of view. And if you look at their lads, there'll probably be, out of the 14 or so that got on the pitch, there's probably 10 or 12 of them will have knocked 30 games out at this level. And we haven't got that. So that's the issue. Whoever accumulated this group of players before I got here, there's a lot to answer for.
The fans will have enjoyed this, because it was chalk and cheese, wasn't it, from Tuesday to
this
one?
Yeah, well, it was going to be. I mean, at the end of the day, oppositions dictate how your plan is. I always said this to you, we have a plan, we try and work that plan, and we hope we get the result that the plan that we put in place deserves. If we hadn't defended like, Coco the clown at the back, we probably win the game. But if the decisions from the referee went for us as well, we at least get a draw there, at least. But like I said, the fans were excellent. I could hear them. They were everywhere around the ground actually, and it looked like a better crowd than of late. So I'm really pleased that they listened and have come out. But please, I don't want them to say, "Oh, that's it," because I know some people around this microphone think that and want that to be the case possibly, but I don't, and them don't. So I'll be back on the horse in the morning, reviewing the game and talking to each and every one of the individuals, and then we'll be back training on Monday. It'll be the first week we've had for a long time where we haven't got a game to look forward to on Tuesday. So as much as I'd like to beat them all with a stick because we haven't won another game, I won't be doing that. I'll be trying to pick them up because they will be lower than a snake's belly. Because like I said, they're honest. They're honest lads, and some of them are just finding it very, very difficult, I think.
But when you talk about the quality you've got, one thing that this afternoon, particularly in the second half, it seemed, was the absolute honesty of a footballer trying his very best. And the fans won't countenance anything but 100%.
Well, I'd like to think every one of them, every time they go on a pitch, try to do their best. I know what you mean by that, but
sometimes it probably doesn't look
like
it.
Of course, I get that. I think goals change perceptions of everybody who watches any game, because they feel if you're scoring goals like we've done today, then you're better than you are, or you've got a chance to win the game. Or when you don't score a goal, it's like, oh, you know, I get that. I understand all that emotion as a fan. But I think the fans helped us today massively from the beginning. I mean, listen, at 2-0, a lot of fans could have started going home, but that didn't happen. And we scored at a great time just before the break. And I did say to the lads, the next goal's massive, which is, don't be a rocket scientist to know that. And we didn't get the run of the ball or the decision of the official. Unfortunately, that made the task as hard as it was towards the end of the first half. We got ourselves back in where it should have been 2-2, but we're 3-2 down. So we give ourselves a mini mountain to climb, or cumulatively we and the decision did. So, like I said, I can't say we didn't keep knocking on the door. We just didn't have the right key today.
You greeted the referee with a police type finger as he walked by.
I just asked him.
To him?
Well, not yet. I would like to have a little chat with him, because at the end of the day, listen, there's two teams playing the game and there's one team officiating the game. What is the point of having a microphone with a guy stood within 5 yards of me and the guy in there, who we have a very different view of the game? Obviously, we'll have a biased view of the game, but ultimately we see things in the same moment as the referee does, albeit from a different angle. He saw what I saw. He saw it was handball, and he told the referee it was handball. But the ref said it's not a penalty.
So when he came over here,
yes, he'd already told him that in the microphone. He told me. He said, "I've told him. I've told him what I've seen. I've said it's handball."
Does the liner have anything to say about it?
We're not allowed to speak to the officials. We're not allowed to speak to the fourth.
No.
I'm only allowed to speak to the fourth official.
Yeah. Okay. We have the joy of Kyle sitting up with us there sometimes, injured. He looks a bit better. He looks like he's walking around. Is he close?
I don't think I'll see him. I don't think I'll see him play this season.
Oh, really?
Well, it's different. Something different nearly every week. We think it's something to do with post-COVID, actually. It's a neural problem. It's in his back, but then it's in his hamstring, then it's in his calf. So there's something not right, and we can't identify it absolutely. So we're led by Kyle. I'm sure Kyle wants to be on the pitch, and I would like to have him on the pitch, but we can't. But we can't at the moment.
And Tyler was missing there, so it's just a family
yeah, I
thing,
mean,
isn't it?
well, that's a different reason. Tyler's partner's had a baby this morning at 4 o'clock. So I wish we could have had a win for Alba Winnie is her name. There's a little girl. So I'm delighted for Tyler and his partner. But yeah, I mean, fairness to AJ, he's had a go at left back, but I don't think he looked particularly comfortable there, which he wouldn't. It's not his position. But yeah, that's an unfortunate thing. You know, Scotty's got a little bit of an issue with the hip flexor, so he couldn't play either. So we were very, very short on the left-hand side. But like I said, I thought, listen, we did enough to win another football match. It's as simple as that. But we didn't. It's buts and maybes don't get you out of it.